real quick, this is my alt channel, and my main channel is in danger every day of getting banned as a result of talking with these amazing people very candidly. So please do me a favor and subscribe down below. Helps me out a lot. Get the hell on it, doggone it. There's this guy named Sketch. He's a very large streamer. He was outed as an OnlyFans model a couple of years ago, and he's like a large streamer. And I'm trying to pull up, like, you can almost not pull up anything because it's just like nudes and shit. Anyways, so he's a big streamer, and he did like gay adult content on OnlyFans, right? And people were cooking him as a result. Like, there was people like legitimately upset, and not just because he did OnlyFans, but there was people specifically only upset because he happened to be gay. And that's the wildest shit to me. I tweeted this out today. I said it felt very 1980s. Like, who gives a shit? Look, I'm not into the puppy. I'm not all about the puppy. I don't really care. But I could give two shits if you are. I don't give a damn what you do. And I also don't care about OnlyFans. I would never marry an OnlyFans girl, but I don't give a damn what you do. Right? So I thought it would be more about the OnlyFans thing, but it was about the gay thing. Like, people were angry that he was gay. And I'm like, dude, what is this, the 80s? And that led me to believe that it was all based around children. What people don't understand, and don't misconstrue me, don't clip my ass. Let me finish. What people don't understand is these streamers, all the popular streamers, I Show Speed, Sketch, all these guys, like these streamers you've never heard of. You ever see those posts where it's like, what streamer are you watching this year? And it's like all these people you've never heard of. It's like 16 to 18-year-old kids that are like all Zoomers doing Zoomer shit, right? And I'm like, I've never heard of any of these people. It's because their entire demographic and viewer base are 11 to 13-year-old children. This is why they have a large fall off. People will always be confused as to why a certain streamer goes from literally number one in the world to almost irrelevant in like 5 to 6 years. You'll have a streamer that gets 2 to 5 million views per video, and 6 years later, they can barely pull 20K per video. And they're like, how is this possible? It's because his humor and his user base that was pumping the algorithm for him are 18, 19 now. They're not into your like over the top, overacting Minecraft content anymore. It's over, right? And when I see people legitimately flaming somebody for something as simple as being gay, which I feel like is, look, I don't know if you're religious or not. I don't really care. I'm not. But I don't think I've ever had a problem with that. And I'm in my 30s. I didn't have a problem with it when I was a teenager. So to see people flaming somebody just for being gay, that leads me to believe it's the demographic that's young, and they're doing it as like edgelord types. We all did it. Rob did it. Billy Hatcher did it when we were 12, 13, 14 years old, and we were in that Call of Duty in that Halo 2 lobby. You remember that? And you would say some crazy shit that if anybody ever heard it today, you would be imprisoned. You would definitely be in prison in any other country. We all remember. We did it. We did that crazy shit. Outlaw 2, I still might do it. Yeah, no way, not me, Rob. No, we've all been there. So people acting outraged that I can't believe people are homophobes. Look, yeah, they definitely exist. Every kind of phobe exists somewhere. There's a lot of people on this planet. What they don't understand that the majority of these people saying actual hated shit are quite literally children looking for edgelord responses. The same shit, everybody did when they were in the Call of Duty lobbies. So, I paid no heed to it when I actually saw it, because every single one of them is like an anime PFP or like some kind of random PFP, like profile pic. It actually isn't, it's not a prominent creator. Oh, Sneeko did it. Yeah, well, that's Sneeko. Come on. Sneeko weighs 118 pounds soaking wet. Of course he does it. He also does it for edgelord reasons, and it's because he never grew up. He's a little kid. It just falls right in line with what I'm saying. He's a child. They're all children. So now, do I legitimately believe there's actual people that hate him for it? Sure. But I think they pale in comparison to the actual size of people that are doing it as edgelord reasons, and yeah, so his OnlyFans content. So that's basically what he did, which he looks like he aged a lot in a couple years. Hey man, it happens, dude. I promise it happens. And I didn't really see any of the leaks. It just looked like him in like clothing, and everybody was like, I can't, I need to wash out my eyes. And I'm like, what? You know, wash out your eyes because you saw a guy in a onesie? That's weird. Sketch gets exposed, the internet. It's so strange, man. This is such a strange thing. It also, you know what it is? It probably has a lot to do with the fact that there's like a pendulum swing. It's 2024. The edgelord stuff is old. I agree. It's a pendulum swing thing. There's the more people are openly outraged by that kind of stuff, the more younger people, and of course edgelords, but younger people like 12, 13 years old. It's hard to even say it's edgelord because when you're 12, 13, you just do stupid stuff. You're just like, ho, 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 F-slur. You know what I'm saying? You were on Call of Duty. Like, that's what you did. So the thing is, when you see like the oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Fuck. Oh, there it goes. It's gone. Shit. At any rate, I think it's very silly. Oh, I remember. Hey, I remember what I thought about. So it might be, since there's such a large pushback, I think the reason that kind of stuff went away in the like mid 2010s and mid 2000s, like that whole like, ooh, gay thing. I think the reason it went away was because no one cared anymore. Right. And that was actually, I feel like it's very recent actually that people care now. It's like the last 4 or 5 or 6 years where there was like this arbitrary line in the sand drawn to where you can't say a certain thing, or you lose everything, whether you work at a corporate company or, you're a streamer. It doesn't really matter. But there's a line in the sand now. You can't cross it. And that makes all these people, especially with no following, and they're trying to be an edgelord, that gives them the fuel to like, well, I'm going to say this thing because it angers everybody, right? It angers everybody, so I want to say it. So the edgelord's going to, the edgelord will say whatever it takes and what is ever the most offensive. And that's why I think there's a negative reaction at all to the sketch dude just being simply gay. Something that's been, I feel like, normally accepted for the last 20 years. But now there's a pushback because there's this there's a line in the sand drawn, and you can't really draw a line in the sand because as soon as you draw that line, people are going to step over it and start they're going to try to push it. And that just pisses people off. Yeah, I don't really understand it. And I kind of wish it wasn't a thing. I kind of wish everybody just didn't care. I feel like that would help. Just don't care about all that stuff. But yeah. And it's obviously a pushback from like the radical stuff that came out of nowhere like 2-3 years ago. Well, I shouldn't even say that. It's been about 5-6 years now. But it all gets kind of lumped into one thing, right? So if the most outrageous thing that can be propped up by one politician, and I mean just one, and then kind of gain support, like Maps. Now, I don't think any politicians jumped on it. Maybe, what is his name? Philip Weiner. I forget his name. California guy. But Maps can get 1% support. And then if you say anything negative about it, now you hate everybody involved in the entire spectrum of that entire group. And I don't think that's really that fair.